What's up everyone, this is your boy Mr. Spark. In this video we're gonna talk about Salvia. We're gonna read some people's story. We're gonna see one of the videos when people take Salvia. Please don't try this at home. Don't try this anywhere, not just at home. I'm not responsible for anyone try this out, and I highly suggest not trying it. Let's get into it.
Alright, swung Salvia. I've never done it. We'll see what happens. I'm a lightweight.
I'm a lightweight and he proceeds to take 5,000 hits.
Trying to make it. I'm trying.
That's how it starts. Holy crap.
All the dreams up there. 7 minutes care.
How many times
Let's hope this video so care of that.
and said,
Matthias, man, I don't know what the f that. Everybody, it was Candyland in my mouth.
So far, my opinion, with Salvia, you never know what happens to you. It could be a good trip, it could be a bad trip. Stick with me to read the comments and see people's experiences. Okay, this one, it says, a bro of mine tried Salvia once and he said experienced 3,000 years living as a tree. Trip lasted 10 minutes, but he claims he actually experienced the full duration of 3,000 years passing by. This is scary. I don't 100% believe it, but what if it was true? What if you had to experience 3,000 years living as a tree? I don't know if that's gonna be fun. For me, I'm not gonna take the risk. This is a huge risk. Okay, this one, it says, my most interesting trip doing Salvia, I was a single cell in a human body, accomplished by thousands of other cells. We were all a bunch of smiley faces visually, happy doing our job, until I realized a row of cells beyond me were dying, and I was getting closer to death row. I started panicking like, I don't wanna die, man. All the other cells became disturbed by my panic, which helped straighten me out. I realized it's all part of our collective journey. So in the end, I just accepted it. It was the most peaceful moment I've ever experienced. Now, I don't feel death. It's honestly not that bad. Okay, so that is someone who experienced Salvia in a good way. Doesn't mean that you will experience it in a good way, because you never know. Candyland from Hell is the most accurate description of Salvia I've ever heard. You don't wanna experience that, do you? It's up to you. I'm not telling you to do it or not to do it. Me personally, I would never ever do it. My friend who did it, it said he spent multiple generations living out of his life as a ray cleaning against the shit. He lived out the full duration year by year. I don't know. I can't stand 15 minutes doing that. I was a piston in a machine going up and down while I had 2 ladies in a lab coats looking down on me with clipboards taking notes. It was the most terrifying experience of my life. I don't want to take that risk. We're gonna go back and forth between people who had bad stories and people who had good stories. In my opinion, there are more bad trips than good ones. My experience was terrifying. At first, I was living in a clown city, full of clowns, and the environment was clownish. I know I was tripping and I kept telling myself it will pass. Then the high wasn't going away, so I had convinced myself that I was tripped in that world, that I had gone insane, and literally thought to myself that outside of me, my physical body wasn't sat in an asylum. The trip lasted 3 minutes but felt like an eternity. An eternity, this is terrifying. This comment actually thinks what I think. The only thing that would scare me is that the feeling that you have been there for thousands of years. I could take 3 minutes of pretty much everything, but imagine being in hell for thousands of years. The mind knows no different. Exactly. This shit is crazy. Only used it once on my trip, only lasted like 8 minutes, but for those 8 minutes I feel like I was a bowling pin for about an hour. So some people could experience it for an hour when it was 8 minutes, some people could experience 3,000 hours, some people could experience 3,000 years, you never know. Salvia is the scariest experience I've ever had. I thought that I became my wall, that I was going to be a conscious wall for eternity. I smoked salvia and became a grocery store, and you wouldn't believe the conversations mothers and daughters had while shopping me. It's legal in my state and I fucking love it. Some people could be making up shit. That's why I just don't believe anything I read. But again, you never know. Maybe he was a shopping store or grocery store. You never know. So as you see, some people had good experiences, some people had bad experiences. Some people live different lives, some people live like a tree or a wall. So you never know.
It is one of the most mind-blowing psychedelics known to man.
For 10 minutes, yeah.
It's fucking unbelievably powerful. Ari Shaffir did some on a podcast, and he lived an alternative life for 3 months. He had a family, he had jobs, he had friends, and then all of a sudden, zoop, he came back to reality. And he was like, what
I
the
love this.
fuck?
In an alternate reality, Ari Shaffir has friends.
He has his friends in real life. I'm one of his friends. But he had different friends that I didn't even know. He just went into this place and lived another life. I think he was under the ocean, too.
Living another life. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.